family blessed. So they just stay glued to a family, look like the family, behave like the family, talk like the family, and destroy. Joseph was supposed to help his family. So he needed to belong to another to help them. Abraham needed to leave a certain place so he can help the family. So sometimes we don't really know what we are supposed to do. So that is why the circling of familyhood is always very powerful, because we bring sentiment to it. So let's know that if God picks you, if you discover an ill, that means God has assigned you to solve it. And for solving it, you must belong to a superior system to solve the problem you met. But recognizing the problem and settling in it is a sign that you have accepted that that's going to be your part in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll get to the second one, and this is from Joseph. And he says, this is about choosing career. He said, Pastor, sir, I have two opportunities before me. One offers financial security but leaves me spiritually empty. The other aligns with my purpose but comes with uncertainty and sacrifice. Sir, my question would be, how can a believer like me know when faith is calling them to take a risk or when wisdom is simply telling them to wait?
Anything that fights the fabrics of what keeps you alive should be fought against.
Yes.
I have told people that anything that fights what keeps you alive should be fought against. You don't need prayer for that. So anything you do that limits what keeps you is a very great danger to your person, to your growth, and to your life. So fight to make sure that you keep what keeps you. And that will make you take decisions that will not destroy your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like that. Fight to make sure that you keep what keeps you. This next one is from Faith. She's asking from Calabar. She said, sir, I've watched people who never seemed serious with God get married, build businesses, and make progress, while I have remained faithful but still waiting. How do you guard your heart against disappointments when God's timing seems painfully slow?
Just noticing that you are delayed is the reason why you don't have a result. Justification is a problem of man. I talked about meaning and reasoning. People who read meaning, they don't reason. So as long as you read meaning to everything, you will not reason out anything. So let us stop comparing and start reasoning out things connecting to life. Meanings, you pick meaning to everything. Why was I not given this? Why was I not asked? Why was I not called? Why was I not this? All those why is the reasons why people don't succeed. Why do I have a mate and they give the person they didn't give to me? Why am I not greeted? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? If you are able to reason, you will not compare yourself with any man's growth. Because timing is different. Whether a Christian or an unbeliever, the timing of everybody's life is different. So dwell more on your timing and leave another man's timing. Because he's not a part of you. You are a part of your future. So leave another man's timing and focus on your timing. One man say focus on your focus. As it seems a kind to mention, but it's correct. Stay on your timing. You know what I mean? I don't say I am late. And I don't blame myself for things that I got myself involved in. I take the lessons of it and think of what to do to better what I do next. And so because when you start looking for who, and people do that, people like to justify, defend, and I keep asking, are you listening to yourself? Are you really listening to yourself? Do you reason before you talk? This thing you are doing now is not right. And all you would have said is either I'm sorry or I will do better the next time. But you'll be giving reasons why that thing didn't work. So why would I be sitting down and be looking at another man's timing and be talking about myself? Why? He has a car. It's his timing to have a car. It may not be my timing to have a car. No matter how much I work, I may not have that car if it's not my timing. If it's a timing for that person to get married, he will be married and I will not be married, no matter how beautiful I look or handsome I look. So people are dealing with their own timing. Why are you not working towards your timing rather than sitting down and bothered about another man's timing. That is unwiseness. Why am I bothered about the man has a house, I don't have a house? That's the man's timing to have a house. So depend more on your timing, but don't see people as a threat and don't compare your life with people, because we will not die. Death does not come to two at the same time. They may have accident at the same time, but they may die differently. Nobody dies at the same time. And nobody, even twins are not born at the same time. One must come out first. And one must come out. So there is no way these things work at the same time. You must learn to depend on your timing, but don't allow people's own way of progression define how you think and believe and behave. Because if you do that, the energy to succeed now will be at the expense of the people you are seeing, not you trying to succeed. So you are succeeding because of the people you are seeing, not your own circle of life. And that's why I don't like, there's certain things I just don't like in my life. I don't like to sit down and I'm bothered about another man's growth. I don't do that. I build regrets on things I would have done better if I had known this thing can be done this way, but not regretting that some other person has something I don't have. No. Or I'm trying to copy somebody. No. I'm living my life at the timing of God for my life. So He makes all things beautiful in His time. He didn't say in somebody's progress. In His own time. You can be married today and divorce in 3 years. You can have a child today and lose the child in 4 years. There's nothing unique about it. You can have 3 million, 5 million in your account today and be penniless in the next 20 years. So there's nothing to envy any man for. And there's nothing to be ashamed about. You can be using a good phone today and it will be stolen in the next 1 week. And you become phoneless. So you can be driving the best car and then stay accidental and don't drive again. So why am I now depending on some other person's circumstances to define my own peace? To depend on your timing and stay in your timing. And when you do that, just add a phrase, God's time is the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. God's time is the best. Now, we're taking this next question, and this is from Mary. And she says, Sir, my son was raised in church, served faithfully, and even preached as a teenager. Since moving to the university, he now says he no longer believes in God. As a mother, I feel like I failed, but how do parents fight for children who no longer want the faith they were once raised in?
You know, there are mistakes we make that I feel that has given people edge to be very useless. Number one, if you study the Bible carefully, Jesus brought us to a circle of thought. In Luke chapter 2, 49, he says, I'm doing my father's business. At 12.
Yes.
51, he was subject to his parents. So if Jesus was under control, then anybody should be under control. Any child should be disciplined. So if Jesus can be disciplined by physical parents, then any child in this life should be under control. And that's why I frown at people who are not under control. They say, I can't control that child. And you're a parent. Maybe you're an elder brother, you can't control your younger brother or younger sister. You say because no. You are, if your parents are not alive, you are the parent of that person. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Except the person is married. You see, the person is still a youth, the person is under control. The person, she is under control. So that child has no right to take a decision of choice on what to worship and why not to worship. That is not his liberty. If his school fees is being paid by me, then that's not his choice to make.
Yes.
If I'm the one caring for that child, that's not his choice to make. If he wants to do that, he will rent his own house, pay his school fees, feed himself, and live his life. But as long as I'm the one responsible for his life and his well-being, that decision is for me to take. His salvation is for me to make for his life. His salvation is under my custody. He will serve God. By fire, by thunder, he will serve God. It's not the problem of how he feels about it. So this conversation is not supposed to be coming up because that child must serve God if school fees is being paid by the parents, that is not a choice to make. It's something that must be done. Train up a child. He didn't say talk to the child. Train. The Bible is not stupid. The Bible did not say teach the child. It said train the child. Train means be practical about what you are doing to the child. It didn't say teach the child. Train the child. Train the child. That's what the Bible said. So it is training the Bible is talking about, not teaching. If it is teaching, we will talk. What do you think? How do you feel? That's teaching. But training, you are under pressure. You do what I ask you to do. You don't like it to, but I know where you're going to. That's a coach and a player. You don't like to come out in the morning to train. But the sports teaches you that you must train every day. So the coach will make you train for 5 hours because of what is ahead of you. So I am to teach, I am to train you for what is ahead of you. So that's not your choice to make. That is my choice to make. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This next one is from Timothy. He says, Pastor, everyone in my family wants me to continue the family business, but I strongly believe God is calling me into ministry. If I follow God's leading, I may lose my family's support, but if I follow my family, I fear I may lose God's purpose. Sir, how should a believer like me navigate such a decision? And how important is this at this critical time, sir?
That is where we need pastoring. The family needs pastoring, not... And let me say this. Let us stop going to churches where we control the pastors. Let's go to churches where the pastors have edge over our lives.
Yes.
We can be advised, we can be rebuked, we can be corrected. It's easier for you. So what the young man needs is pastoral parenting. Parenting the parents and parenting the young man. If that is done, the choice of serving God will never be a problem.
Yes.
But if that's not there, it's going to be a problem. So let him look for who will parent him and his family. That will be taken care of.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The last one from the previous question sent. This is from Deborah from Owerri. She says, sir, some of the kindest people I know are carrying the heaviest burdens, while others who seem careless continue to prosper. How do we reconcile God's justice with the painful realities we sometimes see in life without losing our faith, sir?
I spoke earlier about comparison. Let's stop trying to... There are people who are kind, who are not going through those processes.
Yes.
So let's stop painting the negatives about church and paint the positive about everything. For this age, we must look for things about church that is positive and talk about. Because of the image-driven picture about the church. Somebody can boldly come out in the media and say, this is why I don't go to church. This is why this pastor, this is why this pastor. So when you see that all of these conversations are basic grail attention, we need to change the conversations about the church. And how are we going to do that is to stop building comparison with ourselves to people and talk about lessons of kindness that has blessed people. There are lessons of kindness that has blessed those who carried it out. And live about those who the kindness did not bless. But there are some that kindness has blessed. A lot it has blessed them. Kindness blessed Joseph. Interpreted a dream and he was remembered. That was kindness that blessed him.
Yes.
David has been blessed by kindness in the Bible. So let us pay attention to what kindness brings to our lives and the lessons that it produces in people's lives. And stop advocating for one man's approach to life that did not end well. There are too many people whose approach to life that has ended well for them. And bring those pictures to the church and make it a frontline message for the church to inculcate in us and use to become a platform of a message to be preached. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now we get into the question sent at the course of the message yesterday, and some have some themes on them, and we'll just take them. This one captions his own the shortcut to promotion, and he says, "Good morning, sir. Listening to the sermon is life changing, but then I want to reflect it with my current situation in the office. I work in a government agency, and I've been told that if I want my promotion, I need to cooperate by giving money to some superior officials. And if I refuse, I'll probably remain in the same position for years. Now, does maintaining godly standards mean I should keep missing opportunities while others get ahead?"
We are not. Merit is very. You don't ignore merit. Fight for merit more. People should need you more than you need them. When you have more value, you have a high profile value that I need you. And you are always showing that to me. There is no way I will abandon you. So our profile is poor. So that's why demands are high.
Yes.
Let's raise our profile value. And then even when they bring those policies, it won't work for you because your profile is high. They need you in that system. But when you are not effective, you are a problem to a system. You are a problem to the boss. And then all of those offers will become a problem. So let's raise our profile so we won't get into giving monies like this for promotion.
Yes.
That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. This next one is from Esther. And Esther says, her one is on family connection. She said, "Sir, my uncle keeps telling me that success in Nigeria is all about knowing the right people. He says prayer alone won't open doors. Sometimes I wonder if I've been too spiritual and not connected enough. How do I balance trusting God with building right relationships that help me access success?"
Wisdom is necessary in our doings with life. So I want to start this way. Purpose is all that matters in relationships you build. So if your purpose is right, then the people connecting to that purpose will come and then be a part of your growth. So let's not just build relationship. Build relationship that connects to where you're going to. It's like there are things I don't watch in my life. I don't watch them. I don't see a need where I will sit down and be watching certain things because what is it adding to what I do? Because if it's not adding to what I do, I don't need it. People waste time a lot. What are you doing with a program or a person that is not in line with where you're going to? I don't see a sense in that kind of relationship. So for me to build a relationship for the future, first I need to discover the purpose of where both of us are going. That's the first step. And two, God will never be negotiated by a man. So you build God first. Then purpose now tells you who to stay with and who to go with. Jesus did not go to Aaron to pick disciples. No. He picked disciples at the field of their jobs who will not have issues traveling from place to place. Can you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If he has picked a eunuch, he would have had issues. So he picked disciples who will not have issues going from place to place, living without roof, sleeping here today, sleeping here tomorrow. He had no problem with that because he understood the kind of people he needed in his life. And that's why he succeeded. We didn't hear of the men that Pharaoh gave to Joseph because they were picked to fulfill his vision in Egypt. That's why he had no problem. So sometimes we are keeping people around us who are not even believing in what we do. They are not going the same way with you. They are there by pressure, by force, by this, by that. They get easily discouraged. They talk down the thing. So you must know that it is purpose before people.
Yes.
Because the people would drive the purpose, not purpose don't drive itself. So as I build the God family, I must build the people's foundation on that purpose. not love, not gift, purpose. One purposeful man is more stronger than 1,000 gifted people. Please, let's take this thing serious and build our relationship from there. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, this next one is on the price of influence, and this is from Michael. Michael is asking in from Lagos. He said, sir, your teaching is a blessing to me, and I'm so glad I joined the live stream service. But sir, I recently joined politics, and everyone keeps telling me that if I don't compromise, I'll never survive. They say integrity doesn't win elections. Can someone truly rise to influence without losing their standards?
Definition is very important. What are you defining? What do you want to build? So, what have you started? So, it's not just what have you started? What is your plan? All of those things are things that you must look at first. So, when you are looked at that and come out with a blueprint, then you can create your standard from there. But remember, there is nothing you cannot defend, and there's nothing you cannot stand for. So, it's your choice. Daniel was a politician. He didn't compromise. And he saw different leaders in that system. He used the glory of God in his life to get into power like that. Joseph was a leader, but he never worshipped the God of Pharaoh. So you can still be in a system and keep your faith and succeed, because effect, impact is never neglected by anyone. Even the unbeliever likes to see somebody who is impactful. So keep impact. We are talking about Elon Musk. Does he go to church? Does Bill Gates go to church? But we are talking about what they've created. So what you create will always be valued. And that will give you access to go away from corruption in that system. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This next one says, good morning, sir. My name is Jennifer from Port Harcourt. I'm a content creator, and I've noticed that controversial and provocative content get more followers than clean content. I'm tempted to change my style because I don't want to be left behind. Is protecting my image really worth losing opportunities?
You know, I've always said that before you dive into anything, check how long you can stay in it. You know, all these things I see people do. Sometimes I just weep for them. Do you know how long you stay in that thing for success to come out of it? Do you know, particularly this one that they do with phone? You know, it takes real success in the media. It takes a lot of time. You will sit for 8 hours in one place, which I don't see anybody doing today. The things I gave you this morning, I created them myself. I was thinking at about 4 a.m. this morning. I created them and I gave to you. How many persons are willing to sit down like that? No, because the end is my concern, not just starting it. You want to get into this kind of systems. Do you have the capacity to sit and build anything? They don't have. So the problem is, do what you know how to do best and stop following others. Do your own style. Leave others. They do. You know, there's one I know who brought that one. Watch me. He did like this, up, a video up. Everybody's using it now. Somebody brought it. Like this. And you know, somebody brought drinking of water online. They follow. Somebody brought eating. They follow. Everything these people see, they want to do. Somebody brought wearing singlet online. They're doing it. Somebody brought talking on the camera and doing prayer. They brought it. Somebody brought prayers. Early morning prayer. He has made a huge money out of it. Everybody now is doing early morning prayer. But the question I'm asking, what is your style? Not just following people up and down and doing all of that. What's your pattern? Because longevity will come with purpose. If your purpose is money making, you will not make that money or get 1 million followers. You're not going to get it. You'll be tired at one time. So let's know that if it's something you are given to do, and you are sure, stay there. Don't deviate because another man is doing better than you do. Because the cross was not good for Jesus. But he knew that was his end and he followed the cross.
Yes.
Follow your path. Stay there. Whether you are succeeding or failing, stay in that your path. Because the end will always end well if you're doing the right thing.
Yes.
I don't get scared of my future because I'm always doing what it takes to get there. I'm consistent about myself and what I do. Stay there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God's servant said the end will always end well if you're doing the right thing. Now, this next question is from Grace, and she's saying, sir, listening to your sermon yesterday, at some point it really resonated with me because right now I'm in the place of God's silence. I've prayed for direction concerning relocating abroad, but I haven't received any clear answer from God. My admission deadline is approaching, and someone says I should just go ahead. But how do I know if God's silence means wait or move, as you had preached in the sermon?
You see, one of the greatest gifts that you must have is the ability to consult. The ability to ask very decisive questions about life. You know, I was talking to somebody one time. I said that the privilege of people is one thing, is lessons. The privilege of people around you is to pick lessons from their lives. So, when you are experiencing silence, it means consult, ask questions. And God is a talking God. So if you ask, he will speak to you. If he's not speaking to you, he can speak to you through a sermon, through your pastor, through a book, through a message. It depends on what you want to hear. And you're going to hear it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's very powerful. Depending on what you want to hear, sometimes you want to hear things that are actually in line with what we actually want instead of God's direction. Now, this one, she she thinks it the reputation crisis. This is from Adese. She said, "Good morning, sir. Someone spread false rumors about me at work, and now management seems to have changed towards me. I'm considering exposing the person publicly to clear my name. How should a Christian protect their image without becoming vindictive in the process, sir?"
You know, one of the greatest enemy of man is complex. And it's complex that leads to condemnation. And when you see people changing their looks, changing how they look, changing how they behave, it's not what they had. They have complex crisis.
Yeah.
Watch me. When you see people double standard, it's complex crisis that the people have. That you can talk out here, talk here, talk here, talk here, behave. You don't have a standard of behavior. Everybody's behavior suits your attitude. If the person lies, you're okay with it. If he speaks the truth, you're okay with it. Those are kind of standards that are not right in life. So you must have a life that you don't have that complex crisis where you need validation to survive. Simple, live a life where you are confident with your inner man and know what to deal with, no matter what you hear. So if you hear that you are a thief, you know you're not a thief.
Yeah.
So go back to that same system and do your job. I have lived like that. Whatever you think about me, that is you. I know myself. So I stay there. And I will not bring myself down because of you. For any reason. Or feel bad. No. If you see me cry, I'm not crying because I'm hot. I'm crying because I've not been able to achieve something that I want to achieve. So I'm crying and asking God to help me achieve it. Cry for a human being? No. Who does not know my value? No, I don't do that. Or I'm trying to make you see my value. I don't do that. You don't need to see my value. No, I don't do that. I've never done that to anybody. If you decide not to see me again, I wish you all the best.
Yes.
But say I'll bother myself about knowing why you are not seeing me. No, as long as I understand that I didn't offend you, because if I offend you, I'll look for ways to reconcile it. And you stupidly did something wrong around my life and still feel that you are justifying your actions. I don't care who you are. I won't accept that around you. So the choices of not allowing people condemnation to bother you is you, not them. What they say, they have to say it because they see life in a different way.
Yes.
Somebody can see something different, does not mean it's the truth. So you are sure you're not what they are saying. So don't use what they say and create a character for yourself, an attitude for your life. Don't do that to yourself. So you can go far with life. Because if you do that, you may be restricted by the things people say about you. And let me tell you something I have learned many years ago. What people say restricts you and change the way you behave. So if you don't manage what people say about you negatively, it will define how you see people all the time. And I have matured myself so badly that I don't want to live that kind of life. So grab above it and build your life from the angle of scriptures and the angle of purpose we are going to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. More profound. God's servant said what people say restricts you and also changes the way you behave. So you have to be mindful of how you listen to the opinions of people. And now we are taking this one from Samuel. Samuel said, "Sir, I am financially stressed. I'm financially successful, but I barely pray anymore because work takes all my time. People admire my achievements, but spiritually I feel empty. Can someone be successful in the eyes of men and still be failing before God? This is not the case I want. Sir, how do you think I should strike the balance? I'm willing to take corrections."
Anybody hearing me today, I'm going to treat 7 issues here with that question. I'm going to treat family, I'm going to treat church, I'm going to treat career, I'm going to treat relationships. When you note what gave you what you have, it has solved 90% of your crisis in life. If you know the reason why you got married, you will never have crisis in your marriage. You know the reason why you are in church serving God, that it is because Jesus died and rose again, not because you went there for a miracle. Jesus died and rose again. That's enough. That is why you are a Christian. So I now made a choice to go to this church to progress my knowledge in that dimension. So I met a pastor. I believe in the constitution of marriage. So I met a lady so we can have a family. So that belief is what keeps me in marriage. I believe in the well-being of children. So I believe in that. So I must care for my kids. So you are not compelled to care for children because you believe in the word familyhood. And family involves children. So you believe that children must be what? Cared for. You create time to care for your kids. You are not old. You are a parent. You have time you watch your children. You decided to get a job and work. So you must create time to do your job. Not minding what they do to you at the place of work. That is you choose to work. So you must know the job. Not minding whatever happens to you at work. You want to work. So if you have a Christian and in the process God has blessed you, you must know that the finance that came is not supposed to have a problem with your worship life. They don't even marry themselves together. That's your salvation. This is your job. How are you comparing two together? If you choose not to pray again, it's your choice, not the job. The job has no problem. You are the one who met it. The job didn't meet you. You met it. So if you choose not to pray, choose not to serve, it's like a woman who chooses not to love her kids. A man loves the wife, And he's saying it's because of a problem around the marriage. What problem is that? You choose not to love the children. It's not your husband or your wife that is a problem. You have made a choice not to care for your kids, not your wife. She's privileged to have the kids. But are the kids the problem? You guys have your issues. So let's understand that the job is not the problem. The money is not the problem. The fellow has decided not to pray. It's a personal decision not to pray, not to read the Bible, not to go to church. It's not money. Money is not involved in that. Money is not involved in a decision not to serve God. It is you who have decided to do that to yourself. Let us know that certain things that happen to people are personal decisions taken. But we use excuses as a formula to see this is the reason why it's happening. Let me give you the last example. You are supposed to do something and you didn't do it. And you will come and tell me because rain fell. I don't understand that. What kind of talk is that? Rain fell. You know, there are things I don't like to hear. Because I'll be looking at you like, are you sure? Are you serious with yourself? I forgot because I just sleep in the night. I don't understand. What kind of talk is that? What are you saying? What are you saying? We live in a world where we paint excuses to defend our choices. It's the choices, you have made a choice not to serve God. So don't tell me that it's somebody in the church that caused it. That's the choice you made. You made the choice not to care for your children. Don't tell me it's because they are adults or because the woman is bad. You made the choice not to care for your family. You have made the choice not to do things right. Don't tell me it's because the people are kind. You made the choice not to do things right yourself. So sometimes I look at certain things and the excuses people give, I'm almost trying to throw up. These are choices we are making and using excuses to defend it. Why don't you just say, I made a choice? It will even be better when I hear that I made a choice not to do it. I didn't do it, but I knew it's not because of anything. I just didn't want to do it. Don't you think it's more better that way? It's more honorable that way. That you know that you didn't do it and you opted that you didn't do it. Than saying you didn't do it because of something, that's why you didn't do it. It's more honorable when you opted that I made a mistake here, I didn't do it. That's all. But people will never speak that way. They will always speak with excuses. The reason why I don't pray in the morning is because they didn't wake me up. How? I didn't pass the exam because I didn't have a lesson teacher that came to teach me after school. How? With all the textbooks around you. I don't understand how people do their things. So let's stop carrying excuses and marrying to our choices. We voluntarily made ourselves. Remember, because man has one part, somebody must be blamed. At any front. That's man for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we'll take the last question for this morning's episode. And this next question, there's a lot of story to it, but I'm going to summarize it. This is from Kelvin from Owerri. He says, sir, my boss told me that if I am willing to manipulate a few figures, he will make me head of my department within 6 months. I've prayed for this promotion for years. Is this God answering my prayers or a test of my character?
I would like to talk about myself. When I was 7, I was told I would be succeeding the man. Severally, they wrote a letter in that dimension. So they gave me a particular seat where I should sit next to the man. They announced it, they spoke about it, did everything. But every time they say those things, I was asking myself a question. Is my impact good enough for that office? I was asking, what less will I do to help the church? Attention for power is more of what people tail to than the practical investment on what takes you to power. Thrones can be given, but the throne does not sustain you. The results sustain the throne. So I started depending on what I do. So I played down the office and exalted my work. So when you stay in a system where they are holding what you deserve, just keep investing on what promotes. As you keep investing in what promotes, the promotion will literally be handed over to you. Saul was refusing the throne from David. Saul literally said he would kill David. He won't enter that throne. But David did not fight for it. That's the difference between David and everybody that I've seen in the Bible. David and Joseph. David never fought for the throne. Though he had the prophecy, he never fought for it. As Saul was trying to kill him, he was running away from it. But Saul could not stop because David was busy working out his result, and the works, they were directing David to the throne. Anytime he wins a battle, it leads David to the throne. Saul sends him out to fight, it leads him to the throne. Every problem David solved was leading David to the throne. He wasn't complaining about the boss maltreating him. He just kept winning the wars around the throne. So you see what David was doing. Some other person would be reporting Saul to everybody. Look at the man I play music for. He wants to kill me. Look at the man I'm serving. He does not love me. David would have become a town crier in Israel. He would complain with everybody about Saul. Saul came openly to kill him. Saul got armies to kill him. Saul did everything. Saul even almost killed Jonathan because of David. Saul made David a public enemy. David had access to ruin his life. David said, woe betide me that I will kill my father. David was winning all the wars around Saul. The moment Saul died, the people made him king. It was not God. And that's why we have to be wise. It wasn't God that made, God pronounced David king, but the Judeans made David king. Now, if you read the Bible carefully, they said, look at the statement, they said, we have watched David go errands for Saul. Now Saul is dead though. People who were seeing Saul attack David said, we have watched David go errands for Saul. Who else can be king? Then I say, you that have stood for Saul, never fought him, never go against him, come and replace him. It was the people who saw his works and made him king. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're hearing me today, stop fighting where you walk. Stop fighting those above you. Do practical things that nobody can do. The throne will surely be yours at the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This is a good way to end today's episode. What a profound counsel from God's servant we had today. And thank you to everyone who sent in their questions as we come to a close in this episode. Now, don't forget that this midweek service this week, this Thursday, it's going to be a continuation of the teaching series of God's servant to us at this time, just before we get into the eve of Rehoboth 2026. So please make it a date with us this Sunday here in Rehoboth City on World International on Thursday at 4:30 p.m. The details will be on your screen. It's on your screen already. Take advantage of them. Invite someone to be part of the remarkable service, and do well to also stream live if you're not in the city of Asaba. And yes, you could also send in your questions at the comment section or via the email and the numbers. You have always been doing so. In case you have a question or two to ask God 7 concerning a clarity of that sermon, and God will bless you richly as you do so. Now we have a special program crafted as Gospel Manager shifts into the eve of Rehoboth 2026. It is Rehoboth Gospel Manager with God's servant Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe. It's going to be a powerful section as we talk about and also send questions around the in and out of Rehoboth. If you have questions for an inquiry, it's a good time to send in your questions, and we'll give you the clarity that you need on all the informations about Rehoboth, and also questions pertaining to the theme of the program endorsement with scriptural reference to 1 Samuel 16 and verse 13. Questions will start, and the stream will start next week, Monday, and it's going to be the beginning of a new phase of Gospel Manager. So take advantage of the information on your screen and be part of the amazing thing God will be doing in Rehoboth Gospel Manager. It's still the same platform, still the same channel. You can also queue in Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. And God will bless you richly as you do so in Jesus' precious name. Now I'm going to leave the floor now for God's servant to give us his closing remarks and also bless us for this week ahead.
Let's settle down with our eyes. Not with our ears. Let's settle down with our eyes and define what we do with our eyes. It's so important. You must define what you do with your eyes. And you see, one of the greatest questions that Elijah and Elisha were able to define is, I need what you have. He said, if you see me go, that means he told him, if you settle down with your eyes, you will get it. When God created Eve, the first thing that God gave Adam was the power to see. He now called her woman. He settled his eyes. When Lot left Abraham, Genesis 13, God told him, as long as your eyes can see it, he settled with his eyes. Matthew speaks about in verse 6, speaks about if your eyes is single, your whole body shall be full of light. Let's settle down with our eyes. Let us settle down with our eyes. If you are able to settle down with your eyes, your reasoning will enhance, your knowing will enhance, and your practical functions will enhance. Look at me. One of the things I ask myself is, what did I do that I have not done well? So I go back to check it. My sight works a lot. I use my eyes more than I use my ears. And that's why it's as if I will be able to produce more than I ever thought of. If I don't succeed in this life, it's not anybody's problem. It's me that refuses to, because the capacity I have and the things I see, there are too many for me to fail. So we must understand that we must settle down with our eyes. And when that eye starts getting effective, the first thing you will do, you will notice in your life, is that you want to make sure everything is done excellently. That is what a settled eye brings, excellence. You will never be involved in mediocrity again for the rest of your life, because your eyes is now settled. And number two thing, you will be quick to remember. Quick to remember everything. And number 40, you'll be prompt to act. And number 5, you will live to pattern as long as you live. Let us settle down with our eyes. And I pray that you understand that your eyes is not just for sight, it's for seeing. And those who see will know. And those who know will reason. And those who reason will always be effective. Have a beautiful week. God bless you.
There you go. Let's get together, and also don't forget to keep rewatching the previous episodes of Gospel Manager to stay informed, and also to stay in the wisdom and counsel that have been shared on the Gospel Manager platform. Don't forget, life is beautiful and you can handle it. We'll see you on Friday morning at 8 a.m. when Gospel Manager returns. God bless you.
Before every great victory, there is a moment when the whole world waits. Welcome to the homecoming. Rehoboth 2026 Endorsement. Every player carries a calling. Introducing the players. Reverend Vivian Golden Egbe, Captain. Pastor Paul Mordi. Pastor Vincent Egbe. Pastor Ochuko Kelvin. Pastor Silas Iwunor. Pastor Funmanya Atisele. Pastor Joy Mordi, Minister Kayla, Minister Goodness, Minister Ogechi Precious, Gold Egbe, Pastor Samuel Asweliman, Pastor Sandra Emengini, Pastor Faith Samuel, Minister Stella Isitwa, Minister Tina Dave, Minister Milton Miracle, Minister Gibson, Stella Atisele, Richard King. One vision, one purpose, one family. Together, they take the field. Together, they answer the call. Now, the special appearances. Pastor David Ibiomi, Dr. Maxwell Golden Egbe, Pastor Lawrence Achudume. Venue, Honor World International, Rehoboth City, along Asaba Ibusa Expressway, opposite the step-down transformer, Asaba. Welcome to Rehoboth 26. Theme, Endorsement. 1 Samuel 16:13, 6 September to 13th September 2026. Morning session, 7 a.m., and evening session, 4:30 p.m.